Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Giorgio Armani, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Ducati, Harley Davidson? Harley Davidson's CEO Johann Zeist has set out to make the motor company a premium brand and is well on his way with many smaller, less expensive models cut and new pricier lines coming into being. Now, we're used to premium products in motorcycling. What do you picture when you think of a Ducatista? A sleek, intense, focused exec who dons his Dainese and spends his weekends shaving tenths of a second off his lap time? A BMW rider? A stoic Teutonic explorer with a 1,000-yard stare and perfectly stitched Gore-Tex? A Harley rider? Well, here's where a bit of confusion seeps in. What makes a brand premium? Is it legit better or just marketing? I went down the rabbit hole researching this one, so settle in and enjoy the video. And if you do enjoy it, consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons to help the channel grow. This Birkin bag costs $500,000, and you have to get on a 6-year waiting list to have the privilege of buying it. And you'd better be a regular customer at that Hermes store to even have a chance of buying it. If you haven't spent tens of thousands of dollars there already, no bag for you. Maybe the person who makes them is lazy and only bothers to make one every 6 years? I don't know. The truth is that these kinds of luxury bags, as well as shoes and clothing, aren't very expensive to make, but the supply is kept artificially low. At the end of the year, excess unsold stock is literally put in an oven and incinerated. And that practice is common in the luxury fashion industry. It's more profitable to burn stock than to devalue the brand by dumping it on the market or, God forbid, discounting it. When I started researching premium luxury goods for this video, I had little idea of the hype that goes into the marketing of these brands. It's a fascinating example of manipulating human psychology and manufacturing the perception of exclusivity. I always told myself that I favor Apple products for their superior user interface and ride a Harley Davidson because of its raw looks, sound, and feel. I had no clue about the depths of subtle manipulation employed in the marketing of these goods. For a product to be considered luxury, it needs to possess a unique identity and a storied history. Louis Vuitton was a homeless teenager who picked up some artisanal skills and built a brand that is today worth $15 billion. Great story, and it resonates with consumers. It makes people passionate about the brand. Another aspect of luxury brands is the image that goes along with them. The product must not just show what you have, but rather who you are. Consumers form their identities around it. And it must be expensive. More expensive than comparable products that perform the same function but are not considered premium. You see, the fact that we can't have something immediately that is just out of reach makes us aspire to it even more. We don't aspire to things that are easily achieved. A higher price changes our perception of a product. Experiments have found that we actually derive more enjoyment from using premium products than budget ones, even if they are functionally identical. Luxury products feel more exclusive. We see celebrities flexing them on the gram, and we want to do the same thing. Owning these things boosts our self-esteem, and that feeling helps us emotionally connect with the product. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but there is an ego boost in being able to buy something others can't. It raises our status. So what does that have to do with motorcycles? Well, like in most other categories of goods, there are premium motorcycle brands and there are budget motorcycle brands. I've owned both and ridden hundreds of bikes of all makes, comparing their finishes and performance. Let's take a look at two brands that have cultivated a premium image and compare their approaches to the problem. Ducati and Harley Davidson are both expensive and aspirational. They both have storied pasts riddled with racing success and both still field racing teams today. Though even the most ardent Harley fan must admit that MotoGP is a bit more high level than King of the Baggers. Both brands also make motorcycles that are among the most beautiful in their categories. In my experience, Ducatis are extremely premium. In fact, Ducati produced perhaps the most stunning motorcycle in history. The 916 would not look out of place in a line of modern sport bikes today. What a lot of younger riders don't realize is that at the time of its release in 1994, its competition looked like this. However, while Ducatis have always stood out, Harley Davidson has really raised its game in the fit and finish department. I showed my Sportster Roadster to a friend who had owned a Sportster when he was younger. He was seriously impressed and commented that his old one from the 90s didn't look like that. Yes, despite its status as the less expensive Harley, the Sportster exudes quality with gorgeous paint, beautiful proportions, and a substantial feel. And Harleys do feel substantial because they are built of metal and simply weigh more. Performance is where these two brands diverge, and whereas Harley has made an effort to build some modern high-performance bikes recently, no one can argue with the fact that on pavement, Ducati simply makes the fastest and best performing motorcycles. Here's the thing though, despite the fact that a professional racer will circle the track faster on a Panigale V4 than on any other motorcycle, it won't be that much faster than on a GSXR 1000 or Fireblade. Most riders won't be able to exploit that extra 0.5% edge that the Panigale has over its less premium competitors, but many will still buy it despite its higher price. Both brands also have a long and illustrious history, with Harley's being longer. Ducati's racing success and most significant models have been more recent, while the days of Harley Davidson being one of the world's fastest motorcycles are long gone. So what about the image, the lifestyle, the passion associated with each motorcycle? This again is where the two companies go their own way. Ducati is Italian. It makes fast, flashy machines designed to conquer the world of racing and is clearly aimed at will-to-do consumers. The marketing plan is pretty simple, the same one used by Ferrari or Lamborghini, just for motorcycles. Harley Davidson, however, has a problem. Its bikes, especially the CVOs, are priced for hedge fund managers, but its image is that of the outlaw, traversing the American plains in search of freedom and adventure. This image is attractive to both rich and middle-class buyers, but it abandons the riders who actually inspired it. Gone are the days when a working-class dude who wrenches on his own bike could walk into an HD dealership and ride out on a new bike. These guys can't even afford used hogs and are feeling betrayed by the company. You see, in Harley's darkest days, it was the regular guys, patriotic Americans, who continued to buy Harleys when the British invaded, then the Japanese. They continued to support the company through the AMF years when quality suffered, and through the 80s when Uncle Ronnie had to slap a heavy tax on foreign bikes to keep Harley afloat. Now the sons and grandsons of those guys, maybe some of the guys themselves, walk into the palaces that are today's Harley dealerships and see prices that equal their yearly take-home pay. And that creates an image problem, because the perception is that today's Harley riders are middle and upper class guys playing dress up on the weekends pretending to be outlaws. The average age of the riders doesn't help either. The stereotype of Harley riders is that they're old, and being old is not cool. Luxury brands rely on being trendy, and doing what your grandparents do is not trendy. Harley is premium the way Cadillac is premium, and I'm not seeing many young people aspiring to drive Cadillacs. They want Teslas. So what to make of all of this? Ducati has successfully cultivated an image of being the Ferrari of motorcycles. And although the top-level bikes are expensive, the Scramblers provide an entry point within the reach of younger, middle-class consumers. The company makes drool-worthy bikes that can back up the talk with action when they hit the track. And Harley Davidson, which has always been much larger than Ducati, has recently made a move in that direction. It's good to see models that are competitive on performance. So are Harley's premium products? They're expensive? Check. Storied past? Check. Consumers form their identity around them? Yup. But the luxury game is fraught with perils. It relies almost entirely on a positive perception of your brand, and if that perception falters, it will mean disaster. It used to be cool to ride a Harley. Now? Oh well, I'll continue to enjoy mine for now, and image be damned. But it is crucial for Harley Davidson to shake the stereotype that it's an old man's bike and that its riders are pretend outlaws. The Terminator has grown old and Aquaman just isn't as cool. And unlike Ducati, Harley Davidson can't lean into the "this bike isn't for everyone" marketing scheme, because being elitist does not align with the company's image. And that's what makes Harley's current direction bipolar. The CEO wants to be premium, but the way Harley has marketed itself in the past is at odds with that. The bikes are beautiful and sound great, but marketing them as premium is antithetical to the image they're trying to sell. So here's a question for the viewers. Do you feel more special in a premium brand? In my experience, riding my Yamaha versus my Harley, no. I like riding the Yamaha better, maybe because it's just a better motorcycle and is more versatile. However, looking at the bikes, I must admit that the Harley does evoke some satisfaction. It sure is pretty. So do you feel more special in a Harley or a Ducati than you would on a Yamaha or a Suzuki? Or do you feel that luxury and premium branding is all marketing hype? Please share your thoughts in the comments and ride safe.
If you're interested in any of the gear that Brooke and I wear or use, or the camera equipment we use to film this channel, the links are below. Everything listed there was bought with our own money and we are not sponsored by any company. However, the links below are affiliate links and the channel is paid a small amount for referring you to shop at no additional cost to you. We do not recommend any products that we are not satisfied with ourselves, but we do strongly urge you to do your research and select the correct size for items like helmets and clothing. As always, thanks for watching, your support is greatly appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And whatever you ride, enjoy it. Wave at other bikers no matter what they're riding. We're all part of a brotherhood and sisterhood. Keep the rubber side down, shiny side up, and may the spokes be with you.